Assalamu alaikum. A new wave of fundamentalist sweeping through the Muslim world is sweeping through the Muslim world, and we can see from Mohammed Hijab in the UK to Sahil Adeem in Pakistan, Abdullah Andalusi in the other parts of the world, Yasir Qazi, Adnan Rashid, and the guy belonging to Five Pillars, Daniel, and Dilly Hussain, and you have other like Kaisar Ahmad Raja. This is a new wave. If you look at most of these fundamentalists, they are all rabidly anti-secular, anti-democracy, barring a few exceptions. There are some who, um, uh, who give a cautious welcome to democratic values, but by and large, they are almost all anti secular and anti democracy. Most of them have got the same ideology. It's very close in essence to the ideology of terrorist ring of Al Qaeda, terrorist outfit Al Qaeda or Islamic State. Almost all of them believe in global hegemony. All of them believe in the caliphate. Interestingly, most of them are based in Western world, or at least they were born or they have lived in Western world. Mohammed Hijab and Dili Hussain, they are in the UK. Adnan Rashid is also in UK. Yasir Qadi is based in UK, but he roams about the world. Sheikh Usta is also believed to be somewhere in Western world, and Kaisar Ahmad Raja is basically a Dutch citizen, and Sahil Adeem is said to be a Canadian citizen who spends his time between Pakistan and Canada. So, what is unique that most of these people have turned religion into a sort of business as well. For instance, Sahil Adeem is believed to be making tons of money by delivering lecture. He has established his own center. Kaisar Ahmad Raja has associated his skill development or enhancement center to a fundamentalist group in Pakistan called the Revivalist Group, where you have these orthodox mullah. All of them more or less justify underage marriage. All of them believe that more or less that if there is an Islamic government, then the three options that were given by traditional mullah like Maulana Maududi and Dr. Israr, that if there is an Islamic caliphate in the world, then the Muslim will first invite non-Muslim to accept Islam. If they don't accept Islam, then they will have to pay jizya or a special tax to seek protection from Muslim, or to seek protection under a Muslim government. There are some cleric who believe that jizya or this tax is basically meant to humiliate them, to let them know, to make them realize that they are second class citizen, and if they don't pay that jizya, then qital or massacre or killing. Almost most of them, they believe, they don't openly deny that. Most of them believe in hegemonic ideology, and you can look at the speeches of Muhammad Hijab, where he asserts that Islam is an expansionist religion. It believes in conquest and capturing territories. This is what more or less Sahil Adeem says in a different way. He also wants global domination, but he tries to justify scientific education through holy scripture. So he's like those Hindu revivalists who believe that everything is they in their Upanishad or in Rig Vedas or other Vedas or in holy scriptures of the Hindus. They try to prove everything from spaceship to marine, that it is there in their books. All of them are intolerant more or less towards women. For instance, Sahil Adeem firmly believes that a woman should be covered from head to toe, and this is almost the same for more or less for Adnan Rashid, for Muhammad Hijab, Kaisar Ahmad Raja. They all believe. All are in one way or another way, depending upon the definition. Their critics believe, this is not my assertion, but critics believe that all of them are in varying degree misogynist. For instance, Sahil Adim declared 90% Pakistani women illiterate. Kaisar Ahmad Raja believes that women should be confined to kitchen, and they should go back to kitchen, and they should not interact with the with anyone who is non mahram or who is not close relative. The same is the case with Hijab, Muhammad Hijab, Yasir Qazi, Adnan Rashid, and other people. So if you look at closely, that these are the followers of the same conservative mullah like Maulana Qutub, or Hassan Bana, or Maulana Maududi, or Abdul Wahab Najdi in some way, or Dr. Israr Ahmad. So it is old wine in new bottle, but they are all based in Western countries. They all have been spitting venom against the West, especially secularism and democracy, and many of them are holding nationalities of the West. Uh, some of them are very close to Wahhabi ideology, like Muhammad Hijab, Yasir Qadi, Adnan Rashid to some extent. Wahhabi and Deobandi are very similar. I mean, there are differences as well, but they are very similar. Most of the Deobandis are concentrated in countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Wahhabis are concentrated in Arabian Peninsula and other parts of the world. But ideological Wahhabis, those who subscribe to the ideology of Abdul Wahab Najdi in one way or another way, directly, indirectly, they are also there in several parts of the world, like North Africa and parts of Middle East. So some of them are Wahhabis, some of them are ideologically Deobandi, and while you will hardly find any Barelvi group in it, there is a preaching group of Karachi which is known as Dawat Islami, or which is a preaching mission, and they also believe more or less same thing. They also accused of being misogynist. They also accused of subscribing to a conservative interpretation of Islam, but in a way they do not openly say that they seek global domination. They are apolitical. They do not want to take part in politics. They even do not some of them or many of them do not even cast their vote, and they are indifferent to politics. But these guys, they are very much into politics. They believe in the global hegemony. They believe in conquering the world in a way for Islam, imposing a global caliphate. So this new wave is attracting the attention of a lot of young Muslims. For instance, Sahil Adeem is listened to by maybe possibly hundreds of thousands of people. The same could be said about Kaisar Ahmad Raja and Muhammad Hijab, carrying a subscription of more than 1 million people. Five pillars, which is considered a fundamentalist, sort of fundamentalist, podcast. It also has hundreds and thousands of followers. The same could be said about Yasir Qadi, Adnan Rashid, Sheikh Usta, and other people. They also have large following. So naturally, their lethal ideology that has come with this new wave of fundamentalism is going to affect Muslim world, in a negative way. Many Muslim, especially living in Western countries, they already have a sort of sense of alienation. Then the rise of the far right has also created insecurity, and they might be deluded in believing that these new fundamentalists like Muhammad Hijab, Yasir Qadi, Adnan Rashid, Sahil Adeem, and the company, they might consider them a sort of messiah who could help them out. But in reality, many Muslims, who are sympathetic towards leftist ideology, might think that their salvation lies in aligning with the democratic forces, in aligning with the leftist and socialist forces who talk about socialism, who talk against Islamophobia and against far right forces. So their lethal ideology is, of course, influencing Muslim in several parts of the world, especially in Western countries. In the past, these fundamentalists were, unlike in the past, these fundamentalists do not enjoy, uh, you know, uh, Western support, clear Western support. For instance, in the past, these fundamentalists did have Western support, especially during the Afghan Jihad. Everybody knows that these Afghan conservative and militant so-called mujahideen, they were created by Reagan in the White House. The United States supported them, the West supported them, and these fundamentalists were supported like Ikhwanul Muslimin in Egypt, Mastoumi in Indonesia, Ayatollah Kashani in Iran, Hizb Islami in Afghanistan, and sort of Jamaat Islami directly or indirectly by the Western countries. The same could be said about opponents of Baas Party in Syria and Iraq, or the opponents of General Qasim in Iraq. They were also supported by them. And then, even after the demise of the Soviet Union, after the collapse of communist states, they were still supported by directly or indirectly by the West, especially the Chechen terrorist or fundamentalist fighting in Dagestan, or fundamentalists of Kosovo Liberation Army and others in Yugoslavia, because their primary target was Milosevic in the Yugoslavia, and they wanted to further weaken Russia in the aftermath of the collapse of the Soviet Union. So 90s, or the decade of 1990s, was a terrible time for the Russian Federation, because it was facing an insurgency that seemed for a moment uncontrollable for them. Even during modern times, some critics might argue that these fundamentalists were supported in Libya against Gaddafi. They were supported by the West in Syria against Bashar al Assad, and the way Donald Trump greeted Ahmad Shara Jolani, the fundamentalist, the former terrorist, one of the founding members of Al Qaeda in Syria, who has also been affiliated with the Al Nusra Front, and he is said to be one of the close comrades of a known terrorist Abu Musab Zarqawi. So he is being greeted by Western world now, and many fear that even tomorrow or in the future, if the terrorists of Islamic Turkestan movement in China rise up against the Chinese Communist government, then they would definitely have blessing of the West. The same could be said about more than 20 million Muslims living in Russian territories. If some of them rise up against Russia tomorrow, they would be supported by the West. But for now, these fundamentalists apparently do not have any support from the Western world the way they used to have in the past, especially during the Cold War. But these fundamentalists now seem to have their own resources. Many of them, are also in one way or another way said to be involved in charity and all these work. So they are generating finances or financial resources on their own. But as far as their ideology is concerned, it is as lethal as that of the fundamentalists of the Cold War. So it is to be seen that in what way this new wave of Muslim fundamentalist preacher affect Muslim youth living all over the world, especially those living in Western countries.